everyone, this is Charmaine Estrada, the Liquidation Specialist of CRESCO Accounting. In this video, I will provide an overview about company liquidation in the United Arab Emirates. Allow me first to introduce my company. CRESCO Accounting is a full-service accounting, auditing, taxation, and liquidation firm with offices in Seychelles and the United Arab Emirates. A fully owned shared services company in Cebu, Philippines helps us excel clients' expectations in responsiveness and pricing. Today, we will be tackling one of our featured services, and that is liquidation of a UAE company. First of all, what is liquidation? Liquidation or winding up is a process by which a company's existence is brought to an end and its assets are distributed to claimants. A company needs to be liquidated if it decides to close down, to remove all of its records, and finalize its affairs. Why the need to properly close your company in Dubai? It is important to liquidate a company if its license is not renewed or it has no plans of operating in near future to avoid legal issues and penalties from authorities. Not only does it help discharge the company from its liabilities to creditors, it also protects its own interests and shares. Business owners must have their companies go through proper liquidation steps, especially if they would like to set up new businesses in the future to avoid problems in visas, licenses, and other similar matters. It is also wise to put your goodwill and business reputation in perspective. In short terms, liquidation is already a solution for a distressed company, and doing it the right way is imperative to prevent further problems. Now, what are the types of company liquidation in Dubai? The types of company liquidation depend largely on who and why it was initiated. While it is usually done due to insolvency, we will focus on liquidations undertaken by solvent companies. First, we have the voluntary liquidation. This happens when the company has fulfilled its commercial objectives and thus its existence is no longer required. Second, we have the compulsory or creditors liquidation. This can be done by court order instigated by a petition from the creditors. The company subsequently passes a resolution for winding up, followed by a meeting with the company's creditors to settle remaining dues and liabilities. Now, let's go over the company liquidation procedure in the UAE. A number of factors have to be considered in order to determine the step-by-step process of liquidation in UAE. First, the type of ownership. Second, the type of liquidation. And third, the jurisdiction of registration. However, as an overview of the whole process, here are the procedures of company liquidation in Dubai. Starting with preparing the shareholders' resolution to liquidate the company. Then, legalization of the liquidation documents, preparing power of attorney, appointing the liquidator, obtaining the liquidation report, applying newspaper ad in 2 local newspapers, then the cancellation of establishment card, labor card, and all existing visas. And lastly, obtain clearances from the relevant government departments and the final liquidation certificate. What are the roles and duties of a liquidator in the process? A liquidator administers company liquidations such as CRESCO Accounting. Our company's role is to ensure a fair distribution of the company's assets for the benefit of its creditors. It is either the owners themselves who personally appoint a liquidator or the court with a court order depending on the type of liquidation. According to the official portal of the UAE government, a liquidator is required if the legal form of the subject company is one of the following: a general partnership, a limited liability company, a simple limited partnership, a public joint stock company, or a private joint stock company. How can CRESCO Accounting assist you through the process? Hensley & Co., in partnership with its sister company, CRESCO Accounting, can provide highly efficient liquidation services to limited liability companies, branch of local or foreign companies, free zone companies, and offshore companies, including submitting newspaper ads, obtaining audit report, obtaining clearances from government departments, cancellation of visas, and obtaining final liquidation certificate. CRESCO Accounting provides straightforward and cost-effective process that brings the company to an orderly end while providing formal closure and certainty to the affairs of the company. Contact CRESCO Accounting for company liquidation services.